This is lesson 13.1, measures of central tendency, otherwise known as mean, median, and mode. And just to kind of be clear, they're actually all an average of some sort. All right, they're all some sort of average. It's just that mean, the one that they call mean, is what the general public thinks of as average, because that's what most people learned all the way through. They've just added median and mode in recent years for people to learn. The mean, so what most people call average, you take the sum of all the numbers, that means you add them all up, and you divide by how many numbers there are. And there is only one answer for the mean, and you should always round that to the nearest tenth unless it tells you to do something different in the directions. But in general, rounding to the nearest tenth is the best policy on the mean. All right, the median. The median is the middle, just like in the highway. The median, you put the numbers in order, so don't just take the list and pick the one out in the middle. You put the numbers in order, and the median is the middle one. Now, there could be a problem with that. If there's an even number of numbers, there isn't just one in the middle. So you take the 2 in the middle and find their mean, or in other words, add those 2 up and divide by 2. So what's right in the middle of the whole set, and it might have to be right in the middle of the 2 numbers in the middle. So the median potentially could be a number that's not even in your list. So that could happen. All right, so median is middle, just like the highway. Now, mode, I always say mode, M-O, most often. The number that's there most often. So mode could be kind of different. There could be more than one if there's a tie. So let's say you have most numbers there one time, but there's 2 numbers that are there 3 times. Then you would have to list both of those other 2 as the mode. Could be no mode. If all the numbers are there the same number of times and one doesn't stand out, then you actually have to write the words no mode. Please do not leave it blank, because that implies you don't know what to do. But if you write no mode, then we'll know you know what's going on. There isn't one. So you should answer something for all of these 3, and I can guarantee on your assignment it'll just say find mean, median, and mode. So you'll have to find all 3. Make sure you have an answer for all 3, even if that includes no mode. All right, questions about any of that? Yes?
So if the numbers are basically all the same, basically there's no...
Right. If they're all there once, or they're all there twice, or even if they're all there 3 times, you just say there's no mode. Okay? All right. Now, we're going to start off with an example using a line plot. You should have seen a line plot before, at least in 7th grade, if not before. And a line plot is on a number line, and there is an X that represents every number. Kind of the good thing about a line plot, can anybody think of a good thing about a line plot? If you're given a set of numbers, Kayla? Yeah, they're already put in order for you. And some people could probably do mean, median, mode without even having to write the numbers in an order, but I'm going to go ahead and do it to show you. But if you can do it without writing the numbers in order, that would be fine. I definitely think you should be able to tell mode very easily without putting the numbers in order, couldn't you? How could you tell the mode? That's the easiest one on a line plot. What would you look for? Yeah, the tallest list of X's, or tallest line of X's for sure. So for this, we're going to do it this way. We're going to say 5, 6, 6, 8, 9. Then I've got a 10, 10, and 10, 12, and 14. Okay, we good with that? First one is the mean. So what I need you guys to do is I need you all to add up that list of numbers So when we add up all of those numbers, what sum do we get? What'd you get? 90? Lindsay, what'd you get? 90? Everybody get 90? I'm hearing something a little different. But when I did it, I also got 90. And we need to divide by, well, how many numbers are there? You can just count the x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10. So my mean is 9. Now, the median. The median is the middle ordered value. So if there's 10, I would take 10 divided by 2, which is 5, and you want to look at the 5th and 6th number. 1, 2, 3, 4. These two. 9 and 10. So what's right in between 9 and 10? 9.5. If you don't like doing it that way, you would say 9 plus 10 is 19 divided by 2. That's where you get 9.5. But the median is 9.5. And now mode. What is the tallest line of x's? 10. So all of them are off a little bit. The mean is 9, the median is 9.5, and the mode is 10. Now I'm going to tell you a little secret about this. You know how all the time there's surveys given and results of studies done and research on the television? They always say this study decided that so many % of the people do this and that and the other. Well, what happens is they get their results and they figure out all of these, the mean, median, mode, plus there's others, and they use the one that best supports what they want the result outcome to be. So they're not really lying, but they're not telling the whole story. So if they're really close like this, it probably wouldn't make a lot of difference. But in some studies, the result could be different, and they might use a different answer based on how they want the study's results to look. So it's kind of manipulating, and it works sometimes. Okay, let's look at example 2 here. The list is 7, 10, 2, 6, and 5. And it says to find the mode. So for 7, 10, 2, 6, and 5, what would the mode be? If we want to put them in order, we could. Actually, I think I'm going to do the median and the mode just to show you. Let's put them in order. 2, 5, 6, 7, and 10. Okay, so I want to actually do the median and the mode. This one is just to find the mode, but let's do median. So how many numbers in my list? 5. So there is 1 in the middle. So the median is 6. Now the mode, which is why we did this problem, the mode is, which one's there most often? Morgan?
Oh, they're the same, so it'd be no mode.
Correct. They're all there the same, so you would have to literally write no mode. All right. Let's look at the other one. Let's put them in order. So I've got a 3, 3, 5, 7, 7, 8, and 10. Okay. What would be the mode of this set of numbers? 7 and 3. 7 and 3. Good. All right. Because they're both there 3 times. Let's look at the last example. 22 students took a math quiz and had a mean score of 19. Billy Bob took the quiz and scored a 15. What's the new class mean? Okay, I'll give you a minute to write that. I'll repeat it. 22 students took a math quiz and had a mean score of 19. Billy Bob took the quiz and scored a 15. what is the new class mean? Well, I've got a question for you. Is the mean, do you think, going to go up or go down? Or stay the same? Down. Why do you think it's going to go down? Nicole? Yeah, because his score is lower than the mean, so that will pull it down. All right, now, here's what we got to think about. 22 students took a math quiz. So to get the mean, the teacher had to add up all the scores. Do we know what that amount is? Do we know what the sum of the math scores are? Anybody? No. So I'm going to say that's X. And how do you find the mean if you know the sum and you know you had 22 students? How do you find the sum? Well, that's going to get us something, but let's say X is the sum and we know we had 22 students. What would we do to find the mean? What's it say up there at the top? How do you find the mean? Kayla, how do you do it? Right, you divide by how many numbers there are. So our sum of X divided by 22, what did they find out? What was that mean? It says it. 19. So can we find out now what the sum was? How could we figure out what the sum was? How do you solve that equation? X divided by 22 is 19. Now we do what Amber says. Yeah, you have to multiply both sides by 22 to find out what the sum is. So let's take 19 times 22. So 418. Okay, so what do I have to do with the 418 now that Billy Bob took the quiz and scored a 15? Add 15. We got to put him in that sum. So 8 and 5, 13, 3, 433. So now I still am not done. I don't know the new mean. What do I got to do with my 433? Divide by 23 because Billy Bob makes the 23rd student. 22 had already taken it. Now there's 23 when you count his score. So when I divide this out, okay, 23 into 203, let's say, I'm going to go with 8. Okay. And add a decimal. 23 into 190, it would be 8 again. This would be 184. So when I keep going, and I can't, I'm ran out of room, so I'm at 190 here. And way up here, I got 18.8. And when we do 190, it's going to be a 184 because I did an 8 and a 6. If I add another 0 and bring it down, 23 into 60 is going to go a couple of times. So when I round to the nearest tenth, I've got 18.82. So what would the new class average be, Lindsay?
18.8.
Yeah, the new class average with Billy Bob's score has now become an 18.8 points. And I label that because it's a word problem.